Hello guys, welcome to Pilgrim Traders. My name is Sunday. We bring you this analysis every beginning of the week to give you a sense of direction for the week. All right, we do this to help especially the beginner traders to have a direction and a structure of approach to the market. Because if you have been in the market for a while, you will understand that you actually need to have a structure to whatever you're doing. If you do not have it, it might be difficult for you to make it in this market. And I want to also state that this is not an investment advice. Rather, we are sharing our view on the market direction for the week. Today is Easter Sunday, and we hope that by tomorrow, this trade will start playing out. Of course, there are a lot of countries that have their public holidays tomorrow. All right, so you may notice that the market might not move a lot. All right, so you need to be very, very careful if you're going to do any trading tomorrow. All right, so we will go into the analysis. Today, we'll be looking at what CAD will be doing this week. And why did I pick CAD? I picked CAD because of the yen in it. We know that, there is some kind of tension in the Middle East. All right, there are some certain level of crisis going on there between America and Iran. And this has affected oil prices. And in a situation of instability, one of the things that big players do, or the big funds, those that have deep pockets, what they do is that they move their money into some safe haven currencies. And these safe haven currencies are things like the yen, the Swiss francs, and also the gold. Okay? So based on this, you would have noticed that yen seems to be gaining some strength. It might not be so obvious to a lot of people, but there are some strengths in yen at this point. So we will be looking at the yen to see if there's anything we can do out of yen in this coming week. So we go straight to our chart. The chart before us here is the CAD Japanese yen. Now, we usually start our analysis from the weekly to have understanding of the flow of things. And looking at the weekly, we can see here that this market seems to be reacting off from here. Okay? And then as it's reacting from there, when we look at the overall trend of the movement coming up here, it is quite obvious that the market, it's a bullish trend. It's moving up. This is evidenced by the higher high it's been making, and then it's pulling back. So now this is a weekly pulling back. We are going to go to daily to see what could happen with this weekly. Okay, so first of all, we're going to mark our weekly just to have an idea of where the buyers can come. Now, we expect buyers to be somewhere around here. But as it is happening now, sellers seem to have the day. And these are selling off from this area. We go to the daily. Now, at the daily, we can see how the pullback is coming. Okay? Hopefully, it's coming to this area for us to think about a buy. Now, how long will it take for it to get to this point? We cannot tell. But probably this week it might. We are not sure. Okay? So we can see here there is obvious what? Downtrend coming from the daily. Remember, the weekly is temporarily doing what? A sell. Now we go over to the 4 hours, which usually is my trading time frame because I trade the higher time frame. Okay? So at this point, what I'm looking for is I want this trade to come up to this level. Okay, once it comes up to this level, I look for a sell. Okay, so what I expect to happen is a situation whereby this trade will hover a little, come up here, and then I'll sell down to at least this area. Okay, I intend to sell from a point around here. What other things can happen? It could happen that it will refuse to come down. Okay, it might just remain from here. It goes down. Okay, it can go down from here like this way and come here and consolidate before it start what? Going up again. It can happen that way. The other thing that can happen is that it could just move from here and keep on going down. These are possibilities. So, but if it goes from here and come up to this place, what we are going to do for this week is a sell. All right? Which is the likely thing that will happen. However, if it from here keep on coming down, we cannot sell from here, because selling from here, you're selling at a very cheap price. This, you may not understand what I mean, but maybe in subsequent videos I'll be able to explain in details what that means. Okay? So now, if it gets to here, we cannot sell because it's too cheap. We can look for opportunity to buy, but this is a tricky buy, which I do not encourage you to do. Okay? However, if it comes down to areas like this, we might look for opportunity to buy in this area. So in this week, we are looking for what? A sell from an area like this, from up here. All right, to sell down here. But if you keep on moving down here, we're not jumping in. Because one thing we must understand is that it is better to anticipate than to just jump into a trade. Anticipate and get into a trade when it is safe and when it is expensive to sell or cheap to buy. But most importantly, safety is the key. Okay? It is very, very important that you understand. If you understand this, you see that your trading will become smoother. And if it does not give us any of these ideas we've just stated, we stay away from the trade. It's safer for you to keep your fund intact in your pocket than to throw it gambling for what you do not understand. Okay? I believe this analysis is clear. Guys, you can see how we look at the market, and this is what you should learn to do. Have a particular way to look at the market, because if you have a consistent practice or a consistent system, you're likely to have a consistent result. Like I said, we are looking for what? A sell from here. It might decide to go up here. Once it's continuing from here, moving up to this point again, is another point. If it comes up to this point, we will still be looking for a sell. Okay? So by the midweek, I will be doing another analysis just to see if anything has changed in terms of direction or our idea or our approach to the market. And that is why I encourage you to subscribe, also like this video and share. Because when you subscribe, you are likely to get our videos as soon as we post it. And also ensure that you on your notification button. That's very, very important. So you'll be able to get our videos as soon as we post them. Okay? So I hope to see you at the midweek analysis. And I'll consistently be doing these videos just to ensure that you have understanding of how to approach the market. The market is not a place of sentiment. It's not a place where, you know, you allow your emotion. Nobody is there to make things easy for you. Okay? But we are here to give you idea of what to look out for in the market. And if you keep on having this approach at all times, you're likely going to succeed. In summary of what we've discussed today, this week, we are looking for a sell in CAD. And the reason is that yen is a safe haven currency. And based on the crisis around the world, this is where the money is flowing. Okay? And based on our analysis on the chart, it is telling us that yen is going to move. So that is why we are sticking to yen. It is important that you stick to this. And for you to be a profitable trader, you have to develop the character of patience. You have to develop the character of discipline. You have to develop the character of being consistent in whatever thing you're doing. This is similar to our Christian faith. Okay? For you to be a Christian, first of all, you must learn the life of Christ. You are not a Christian because you go to church or you answer Christian name, but you are a Christian because you have the life of Christ in you. Okay? And once you have the life of Christ in you, you have become a Christian. If you want to be a trader, first of all, you must have those characters that makes for a trader. Okay? Guys, see you in our next video during the weekends, during the midweeks. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Bye.